Welcome back to Music Makers Live here on Dash Radio. My name is Sean. Today calling in, we have DJ and producer DJ KIKE. So let's jump into it. Come on. DJing, talk to me. How'd you get into DJing? Because, I DJed for over 10 years. So I'm always curious how people got into it. I did my first party at 13. So when did you get into it?
When I was in middle school, I thought DJ, like I wanted to become a DJ, and I thought becoming a DJ was like becoming like a movie actor. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And then I love music. So I would go like thrift. I would go to thrift stores that would sell like used CDs. And whatever you found, it was like $2, $5. And it would be like CD albums. So it was like thrift shopping, but for CDs. I noticed that the CDs had better quality than the aux cord or Bluetooth. And like the car would just bump like even better, it's like putting a compressor and a saturator, and it's like, whoa, like that sounds like it literally just grabs you more. And over the years, like I bought a laptop. I started working at Costco, and like my first paycheck, I just bought like a Mac from Craigslist.
Nice.
And I put like, yeah, but like I put like all my CDs in it. And I was like, yo, like I could like DJ this, like I could literally start DJing.
Do you remember if you're using like Serato?
Yeah. So I started with Serato. A friend of mine had like a mixer. He's like, dude, like just like learn on this thing. And literally like horrible, like when you first touch
everybody
it, like,
is, of course.
And it's like, damn, but and I had this other friend that he started producing music, and like he was so sick. Like he would make like boom bap beats and sample like crates. And like I would hear it and I'm like, dude, that's so crazy. Like, how do you do that, And he started doing like free performing shows in like downtown Santa Ana. And he was like, yo, you want to go? And I went to one, and it was like at a teriyaki spot.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, literally it's called like Ninja Chicken or something.
Oh my God, I love it.
The event was called like Ninja Beats. And
no
like
way.
awesome. Literally. And
Sounds like the Ninja Turtle should have busted out or something.
Literally, man. And like you pull up and you see all these artists, like rappers, singers, like there's like art booths popped up like right like on a table. And then there's this DJ. There's this guy that looks like he has a beard like mine. I'm like 16. And then there's this guy that has like a beard like mine. And I'm like, dude, that guy looks sick as fuck, And then hour later, he just starts DJing. And he literally like played like 5 of my favorite songs just back to back to back to back. And I was so like, what the fuck? I want to DJ. He literally just played like favorite song back to back with the favorite song back to back with the favorite song.
That's so dope.
And I was just like, I want to do that. So it was just kind of like a wake up moment, like damn, like literally play your favorite songs, and it's like your taste in music,
100%.
And then a couple months later, my the person that let me use his mixer, he's like, dude, my parents going out of town, throwing a party, you want to DJ?
Yes.
And I'm like, bro, like I never DJ'd a party, but literally like it was badass. Like had a living room with carpet, like just popping, sweating.
Where'd you get the speakers and stuff from? Did you rent it? Did you grab your grandmother's?
No, so he had like those Guitar Center speakers that like, and I love like when I would come over to his house, we would blast music in his room. And that's what I love. Like I love loud music. I'm obsessed with like loud quality, you turn it up and it's like, hey, like real quick, like I'm like, can I borrow your speaker? And he's like, yeah. And like, literally, I just play like my favorite songs just back to back to back to back to back. And like, it was popping, man. Like, I was like, wow. Like, I felt like I had a whole purpose in life now,
Did he pay you? Did he pay you?
No. Like, I just did it.
Give me like a slice of pizza or something.
Yeah, well, we got super drunk, I didn't buy any drinks that day. DJs always get free drinks.
Yeah, of course. How many people do you remember?
It was like a big backyard with maybe like 50 to like 70 people.
Yeah, no, that's serious.
No, like it was packed. We had security and everything. and I'm just like shitting bricks, you know, like Drake dropped an album that week. And I'm like, fuck, I need to download all these Drake songs, you know? Literally, there was like mosh pits, like
Oh my
bottles
god.
thrown, fights happening, but it was like legendary. And I graduated high school like a week after that, and then I had no plans for graduation. And my homie's like, hey, let's go to EDC. Like my cousin just bailed out, so I'm going solo. So I'm like, dude, isn't that shit like sold out? Like, I'll find you a ticket right now on Craigslist. And I was like, well, I'm not doing anything for graduation, so like, let's go. And I went to EDC, like, didn't do any drugs. And I felt like I was on drugs, just so lost in the speakers, so in sync with like the biggest crowd ever. And literally, like, I was like, damn, like, I want to be up there. Like, and it was like another like wake up call because I had just started DJing, you know?
Yeah.
It was like the happiest I have ever been in like my whole entire life.
It was an
And it
awakening,
was
bro. It
like,
was an awakening.
exactly. And literally, as I was young, I used to like trip out. Like, I don't know what I want to do, you know, like, I don't want to go to college. I was like, man, I want to produce, but I don't know how do you do that. Like, to DJ up there, you know, you gotta make the Martin Garrix banger or something, you know.
Yeah, totally.
And it's been a process, you know, because I picked up producing, and it was like, what the hell is this, man? Like, what's the snare? Like, what's the hi hat? Like, and then you just see people like, and it's like, what are those called? You know, they're like hi hats, and I'm like, hey, those are sick, you know, like a whole world of like, it's like a language, you know, it's like learning French, you know, you learn like the producing, and it's hard, like it's been not like it's been a very long process, but now I'm at the point where I'm just enjoying it like crazy, you know. I tell myself I'm gonna do this forever, as in because I love it, you know, like I feel like people get into things and then a couple months later you're not into it anymore, like.
Right, for sure. Well, what kind of beats are
And
you producing now?
when I barely started, it was hip hop beats. And I love hip hop. Like I just like, you know, like something beautiful. And I'm just like a sucker for like just good sounds, like good like flows, like rhythm, groove.
Do you drop vocals on your beats at all?
My friends do. Like I
Nice.
just do beats, and my friends are like, hey, let me rap on it. Like, hey, go for it. You know, like I wish I could rap. I'm not there yet, but it's a goal of mine, you know, just like not even rapping, but like, you know, singing, putting vocal. Like I just want to make more and more and more. Cause I know you learn with like your reps, you know? It's like working
100%.
out.
When you were digging for those CDs, I got a quick question. Do you remember the first CD you ever bought?
It was the Fugees
Yeah, the
with
score with
yeah, it was like
Killing Me
$5,
Softly.
man. It was
$5.
yup. It was that one, and it was a Black Star with Talib Kweli
Oh
and
yeah.
Mos Def. I spent like $10,
Nice.
man, 2 CDs, and I was like, "Hey, these are fire, dog!"
Oh, that's so tough.
Shout out, book off, dude.
Talking about music, do you remember the first live show you ever went to?
Yes, it was. So my friend took me to Wu-Tang
Oh
at the
no
Forum.
way. What?
Yeah,
That's
look, I
crazy.
got the Wu-Tang shirt on, man. Look
Oh,
at the
there it
Wu-Tang
is.
shirt, dog.
No way.
You feel me?
Wow. That's a crazy first concert.
We were like all the way in the back, but it was cool because Talib Kweli like opened up, and I'm like,
Oh,
yo,
no
like
way.
that's sick. And then a couple months later, we went to the observatory in OC to see KRS-One,
Nice.
and we showed up early, $5 concert, and front row, man, like literally in the front row, and literally like the sickest, craziest hip hop show I've ever been.
That's
Like literally,
nuts.
man, I couldn't go to sleep after.
Well,
But
I
like,
forgot to
you
ask
asked me,
what program are you using to produce?
Ableton.
Okay, cool. You like it? I've
Yeah.
never, that's the one I've never even looked at on a screen. I've never even looked at it.
Yeah.
Like,
When I didn't like know how to make beats, it was the most frustrating thing.
mm,
Like, but now that I know, it could be so easy, you know,
right.
like control, like, you know, control T, and then you duplicate a track, and now, you know, now you laid the snare on there, and it's once you get it, you fly through it, you know, and it's
For
like,
sure.
hey, finally, you know.
That's like when you see some of those like Pro Tools wizards, they're just like bum 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 bum, like just like tapping away and like
Yup,
the song's there, and you're like, what the hell did you just do? Like,
yup.
Yeah, it's like Will.i.am stuff. I heard
exactly.
he's
And like,
like crazy like that in Pro Tools.
yeah, and my friend like Eric Young, the one that rapped, he had his homie was making beats for him, and his name's AJ. Trying to find AJ, he's like super like low pro,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the dude went to Icon. Like
Nice.
he went to like he graduated Icon Collective,
Oh wow.
and the dude was like a genius, man. Like on Ableton, he would just make full beats in like 10 minutes, you know?
Oh, that's so dope. I wish I could do
And I
that.
would exactly like I would watch him like how dude he's like I just spend like a lot of hours on my computer like for
Mm,
years, you know?
yeah.
And I'm just like trying to like my eyes are trying to keep up with him, you know? Anything is possible with if you put the work in,
For
you're
sure.
not gonna get abs by doing nothing, you know? You gotta
I know
work
people are
hard
so funny.
for
They're
a
like, "How do
long
you get a
time.
six pack?" It's like eat healthy and do sit ups. It's like, no, okay, but how do you really get six packs? And it's like eat healthy and do sit
Yeah,
ups. No, no, but seriously, bro, tell me the real trick. And it's like, what are you talking?
yeah, and it's like the discipline of doing it every day, and you
Exactly,
know
exactly. Discipline.
even like yeah, even when you like don't like we're all gonna have bad days where we don't want to do anything. We're always tired. We always have work. Like, but I feel like when you love it, you still think about it on your bad days. So
100%. Are you using a keyboard at all to lay down stuff?
I had a keyboard and then I got the push, and the
Okay,
push
okay.
is like a super keyboard,
Got it, got it.
because you can sequence like melodies, and then the drums are super fun. And I focus a lot on drums because
Mm,
that's what I hear when like I feel like the beat is what makes you dance and move.
100%.
So I feel like you make someone dance and move, or like bass, for example. Bass will grab you no matter what. Like even
For
if you don't
sure.
like the beat, you're gonna be like, hey, like it's the power of bass. It's so, you know.
100%. That's like how I feel. If you mean the song Tipsy, Jaquan, just like when
Yeah,
that song comes on, like the beat and
it's
then
like,
layered
hey,
in, and then by the time that like dun, 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 you're just so like you're
yeah,
so
and
into it.
yeah, and it's literally like crazy. Like I love listening to things like that. It's like how
For sure.
like producing is this. You start off with the beat with some chords, and look what people have. So like people took it to a whole different level.
I used to think of like Scott Storch, like when he was pulling like Indian instruments, like the sitar and different sounds for the first time, and you're hearing it in like these songs, and you're just like, oh my god, like just a little bit, like 50 Cent songs, you're hearing like these like little Indians influences, and you're like, just the fact that he even thought of that and
Yeah,
thought of it well enough to be able to perform it and put it in mainstream songs, and like to be able to use instruments and sounds that we hadn't heard yet in like top 40 songs, like that stuff. Like when producers like do something a little different, it like blows my mind. I love it.
geniuses, huh? Yeah, it's weird at first, but then once it's popping, it's like cool.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, yeah, y'all thought I was a weirdo, huh? It's like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
weird music
exactly.
is my favorite. you know.
What were some of your big childhood musical influences?
Funny story is like when I was in Mexico,
Yeah.
my dad would like he bought us like a CD player, and didn't speak English, would sing Linkin Park and 50 Cent like all day.
Yeah, I love it. I love
But
it.
but I didn't even know what I was singing.
None of us do. None of us do.
But it was like that Disco Inferno was like 1, 2,
Oh yeah.
3, let's
Let's
go.
go.
Boom, boom.
I love.
And
That's
it's
still
like
a
I have
good
no,
song, man. That's still a good song.
didn't even speak English, man. I was like 5, 7 years old.
Oh
Like
yeah.
high school, like I was obsessed with High School Musical when High School Musical came out.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
for sure.
I don't know why, like didn't
Oh,
speak
that's still good. That's
English.
still good. I like that, bro. I'm a little older than you, and believe me, bro, I had every Backstreet Boy CD and NSYNC CD, so it's all good. We all have our
Dog,
things, bro.
we had those Backstreet Boys CDs, dude. Like
It was
my
there. It was
bro,
just part of it. It was part of it.
yeah, like you clean the house and Backstreet Boys are on,
Exactly.
like you know.
Oh, I
And
love it. That's too funny.
yeah,
Oh
like
my
right now,
god.
dude, like Justin Bieber came out with the album, like, and that Peaches song, man, like it's
That song's
so
that's
good. Like
good. That's
it's
good.
so good.
That was actually one of those
And
few songs on the first listen I heard on the radio, and by the second hook, I was like, "Oh, this is good. This is a good song."
yeah, and it's like, man, just the beat was so sick, dude.
You
Like
know,
literally,
yeah, it's
sick
cool
ass food.
when a song comes out like that. That like on the first listen, like for me, like Mo Money Mo Problem, like 10 seconds in, I was just like, "This is crazy!" Like how bright and happy, and it was about money, and I'm like, "What is going?"
Hey,
I remember like running
revolutionary, huh?
no, literally, I remember running full speed to the DJ playing it and just yelling in his face, like, "What the hell is
Yeah.
this?"
What?
What are you listening to these days?
Well, I've been listening to my music lately, you know.
I totally get
But
that. It's hard
it's
to not when you
totally,
like it. It's hard to not.
yeah, it's totally new though. Like normally, like it wouldn't be like, you know, I listen to like any song and I'm like, damn, this is fire. And I'll go listen to like my beats and I'm like it doesn't feel as good as like these beats like out there, you know.
For sure.
But then with the progress, you know, you start like, hey, like this is fucking fire, you know, like. And yeah, it's literally like my workout music is like dubstep, just playlists, like mixes. Shout out Shazam, my favorite app out there.
Yeah, it's so key.
You feel me? So what song is this? Oh, let me
in
find
the
out.
in the most random of places too. I was like walking by the Bellagio, and like the music that they were playing like at the fountain, I was like, this is a good song. And it was some
No,
random
literally,
like
man.
British artist. It was really good.
Like literally, like my favorite app out there.
Yeah.
Shout out creators of Shazam.
What's the time frame? When are you gonna release your first album? What are you thinking?
I want to say, well, we're already July. I want to say release date might be October,
Okay.
just because, like, I feel like you need to like one or two more tracks.
So how many you already have a bunch of songs done? How many do you have done?
I have 7 done.
Oh
We had
yeah.
8, but we took one
Nice.
out. Like, yeah, and I listened to it a lot, man, and like you know, it's like I love it. It gives me like it literally reminds me of me growing up and me listening like all the music I listened to,
That's
and
amazing. I love
like
that.
like it gives me Cali vibes, gives me West Coast vibes, gives
For
me like
sure.
faded vibes, like you know, and it's the like happy accidents, you know. It's all hip hop.
Yeah.
I really want to do like electronic music, but I just struggle with producing electronic music, man. You know, I'm not there yet. You know, I
A
feel
time
like
and a place, time and a place.
yeah, and then my homies that rap, like they don't do that music, so I don't get
Right.
inspired to do that music when I'm with them.
Plug anything that you want right now. If there's anything you haven't plugged yet, tell everybody where they can find you, all that good stuff.
I'm on Instagram underscore DJ KIKE underscore. So it's a DJKIKE.
Boom.
And yeah, uh dropping an album soon, you know, got my I just got TikTok, the Instagram, the Spotify is it's coming out soon,
Beautiful.
and working on the YouTube. So you know what I'm saying?
I'll
Hit
leave
me
links
up.
to everything.
Yeah. Got my, you know, you guys want beats, hit me up, you know.
There it is. Yeah,
Anything.
DM them. DM them for
I do
those.
photography too. I do photography. You guys need a photographer,
What
like
camera are you using right now?
the Canon RP,
Oh, nice.
and I got like a huge deal on it. Like I got it like $600 off.
Oh,
Uh
wow.
it was
Nice.
the girl on Craigslist was like, "Oh, got this camera for my ex-husband's birthday, but he dumped me before his birthday and I can't return." I was like, "Girl, I'll go pick it up right now." She's like, "Yeah, it's my loss, your gain." I was like, "I'm on my way."
I'll be there in 5 minutes, honey.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. All right, so
But
photography, beats, boom. Send them a DM. I
yeah,
love it.
but thank you, man. Thank you for like doing this interview with me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, of course. Thank you for taking the time twice to call in. I really appreciate it. And yeah, everybody, we'll be on the lookout for the album, and you'll definitely come back so we could play it for everybody. I think
Yeah,
yeah, we'll be able to play it on the show, so that'll be cool too. Get a
yeah,
little radio time. That'd be fun.
yeah. I'm down, dude. I'm down for everything, man. You feel me?
Boom, my man. Well, good luck on the rest of the songs. Good luck in tonight's session. Have fun. And
Yes, sir.
yeah, man, we'll talk on Instagram.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Of course, brother. Thanks. Talk soon.
Go make more hits right now. Feel me?
Do it, brother. I can't wait to hear them.
All right, man. You have a
Talk
good one.
soon. You too,
Take
brother.
care of yourself.
You too.
All right.
Thanks again to DJ KIKE for calling in. I'll leave all of his info down below. Until next Monday here on Music Makers Live, have a good week and bye for now.